Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's finally freaking sweater weather here in Arizona and I couldn't be more stoked. Not that I'm one for the cold really, but I do much appreciate it not being 115, 110 degrees, whatever. Obviously I complained a lot this summer about just how hot it was. Rightfully so. I mean, if you guys are from Arizona, you totally understand, but it's finally sweater weather. It's 60 degrees and I know a lot of you Midwesterners and stuff, that's like end of summer type stuff, but Arizona 60 degrees is a lot different than like a Midwest or East Coast 60 degrees. But enough of that aside, or all that aside, today I'm actually gonna do a little bit of work on the Integra. I went and ripped it around last night, had some fun in it. Took it to the canyon and stuff. Just enjoyed it. Actually, funny story is I thought my wheel bearing ate itself again, but somehow my axle nut backed off a little bit. So thankfully, when I was texting DJ, blaming him for his like wheel bearing curse, because he's gone through so many wheel bearings, he was like, you check your axle nut? And I was like, you know what, let me double check it. I just checked my lug nuts, so came out, checked the axle nut. Thankfully, it was just the axle nut came loose. Torqued it down and then hammered the little thing in. I don't know why it wasn't hammered in before. But yeah, so I was driving on the Integra yesterday, last night, whatever, took it to the car wash and stuff. And then, I noticed one thing about the car that really bothers me, and I don't know if you can still see it. These things right here, those things bother the hell out of me. And the reason they bother the hell out of me is because they're just ugly. I've got the car about the back half gutted, the front half I like having the interior, like Adam LZ's S13. I just think it's really cool. Completely gutted is cool, it's just not my thing. But the only thing that's still back there is a speaker cover. So what I'm gonna do is I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from right hand drive Kev's Integra, and I'm gonna get rid of those. And what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna use these skeletons, the exoskeletons, whatever where is it? This stuff, like all this open space. And we're gonna use some ABS plastic, we're gonna use some rivnuts, and we're gonna make our own mounting points, and then we're just gonna move the speakers. May have to extend the wires a little bit. Hopefully it's not an issue. And then I still need to put the radio back in here, but I need to change out the harness that goes from the dash to the core sport, because it's all crispy and getting a little burnt up. And well, I don't know if the wires are burnt up. I have a plug at the fuse box that's getting pretty crispy, and it's kind of worrying me. And my radio harness on this chassis is completely hacked up to begin with, so I don't feel like dealing with that. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get this done, and depending on how long that takes, I honestly might just bite the bullet, pull the dash, and start cutting the harness out. I have a replacement harness in the shed, and I need to get it done. Let me just show you guys really quick, just a little bit better what I mean if you didn't get the gist of it. Or are these not gonna stay up now? Okay. Alright, so I just want to basically get rid of these, move the speakers. These are Rockford Fosgates. I got them forever ago, and they still sound fine. I haven't had a radio in this car for like a year. Actually, about a year and a half. I just want to delete these, get rid of these little brackets that's underneath them. I'm actually going to make myself a battery box because I'm tired of this ugly one, because the battery doesn't fit in here very well. It's really small in comparison. So I'm going to fix that. I don't know if I'll make that today, we'll see. And then just using those things, I'm going to block off probably that top one, because the top one's the ugliest. And I don't know, ABS plastic. I have a sheet of ABS plastic. It bends, it conforms, does all that stuff, and it is the only thing that'll hold up in the heat back here in the summer. So I will, yeah, trace it out, get it made. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, support the builds, so that way we can get more parts and stuff like that, be sure to sign up for the Patreon. Link will be in the description. Go pick up some stickers, and if you guys want some braces, at least for the moment, rear braces, front braces are on hold, except for the locals when they can drop their cars off. But if you're local and you need some welding work done or anything like that, or mechanical stuff, hit me up and I will definitely get you sorted. But I'm trying to find my plastic really quick. Let's find the plastic. So here's one sheet of it. This is a pretty thin sheet, so I don't think that's the sheet I want to use. I have a thicker sheet too, I gotta find that. Okay, so this isn't ABS, this is actually the plastic that I use for my ducting for the Miata. But it'll do just fine because it's thick enough, because the other stuff, the other ABS sheet I had, actually it was really chewed up because we made the 2 splitters, and it's also 1/4 inch thick, whereas this stuff is a little bit thinner, flexes a little bit more, but it'll hold the speakers and stuff just fine. Suppose we can just start taking these things apart, or off. I just don't know why I had the zip tie there, but there was a zip tie there, and then I just got the screws holding the speaker in, and then these covers, well, barely holding the speaker in, I guess. Don't ask me why there's a wood screw. I didn't install the speakers. I mean, I put these ones in, but the original ones that were in here were already aftermarket when I got the car, so blame that guy, making it haggard. Yeah, there's one speaker. One cover. Just 10 mils, I guess, a couple 10 mils. Oh, a 10 mil, because I already took the other two out. And this one is just also 10 mil. Or two. I guess it's two. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, all I'm going to end up doing now is probably running these wires right back here. I'll have to extend these just a couple inches at most, because it doesn't look like I can get any more slack out of them. So it is what it is. So that means this side I should be able to just pull them back, I hope. And this stuff is really dusty, so I'm gonna just use a little bit of Purple Power and just an old cloth, wipe it down really quick. I will be painting the inside of the interior, but I'm gonna wait till after I make my roll bar. So that way, since I'll probably have everything out to begin with, should be pretty easy. So I've been working on a template on a cardboard. I made a first kind of rough one. It's really hard to, you know, get in there to draw on it or trace it or whatever. You having trouble? And so I just made this one. I'm gonna cut this out really quick, see how well it fits. If this fits pretty well, then we're gonna transfer it to plastic. What are you doing? I'd say this fits pretty well, so I'm gonna just make a few notes. Just bring this end out a little bit closer to the edge there. Trim the corner here, but I can obviously do that when I'm test fitting. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, let's transfer it over to the plastic. I'll just have to find my paint pen because Sharpie is kind of hard to see on that. And then I don't know what I'll use to cut it. Probably just a cutoff wheel because that stuff's pretty thick. Okay, here we got the general shape traced out. Mostly accounted for. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut on the outside of the line, and we'll trim it from there. We can always trim this up with sandpaper or a file. So this piece fits up pretty well. I already kind of got marked out the general areas I need my holes, so I'm gonna just go get my drill some holes, and then we'll start doing the riv nuts. So we got our drill. This is our bit that is sized up. It's a hair large, but the riv nuts still collapse into it. Got our tool, and I got my spots marked out, so I'm gonna use some bits and get a pilot hole started. Use the bigger one, and then we got our rib studs right here. So these are M6 by 1 or 125. Just your run-of-the-mill like 10 mil bolt hole thing for like most Hondas and stuff. So it'll take this type of bolt. holes are drilled, I'm gonna just go up, clean it up a little bit, just because it was sheet metal, so when the bit pulled through, it kind of chunked it a little bit. So tap it down, clean it up, deburr, whatever you want to call it, and then pop these rivnuts in. Easy to load up. Once you got your bit actually put on it, in this case M6, just open it up like this, thread on your insert, you just slap it in, so just like this, and then compress it, just unthread it. Then you got yourself a nice solid little insert. So let's go through, get the rest of these. There we go. All these gold ones that you see, those are the ones that I just added. So one there, one there, one there, right there, and then those two. All done. Now all I gotta do is just probably throw some bolts in there, put a little bit of paint marker on it or something, and then line these up where I need it to be, get my spots, drill the holes on this, and then bolt it up. Both sides are trimmed up, bolted in, all that stuff. I will be buying, I'm just gonna go down to Ace or something and buy some nicer, clean hardware. I just needed to obviously get it mounted up to start with. So now for the speaker part, really all I gotta do is just drill, well, hopefully not break it, drill a hole big enough for the back end to slide through, and then I'm just gonna use self-tapping screws. I really don't think this will be heavy enough to make an issue, but we'll see. So I'm gonna, before I cut the holes, I'm gonna extend the harness really quick. And actually, I had a spare harness laying on the side in my storage back on the porch. I forget what it came out of, but it had a speaker connector thing. So I just cut the lengths that I think should be good. This side only needs a couple inches. This side needs a lot more inches just because of the way the harness is. So let's extend these really quick. Just using these butt connectors that have the solder in them or whatever, so it's supposed to be pretty good. And then you just take the heat gun to it and melt the ends, and yeah, it's like heat shrink. Loomed it up just to make it look nice. Blend it in, you know. Well, here they are. Not too shabby looking. I'm gonna bolt these in quick, get them plugged in, and then I'm gonna have to worry about getting the radio situation sorted out. But at least this part will be done. This is the hard part. Finally done, finally installed. Check it out. Looks pretty darn cool, I think. Gotta wipe it down, it's a little dusty. Right side, left side. Speakers are wired up. I had to extend this side a little bit more, so hopefully that's not a problem. So all that's left now is just the stereo. So I know, well, I don't know how hacked up the harness is from doing the right-hand drive conversion. I know it got pretty hacked up, but I don't think the radio harness should have any issues. So that's what we're gonna do next. Well, actually I'm gonna eat some lunch and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna try and find the harness first off, and then I still have the radio that came out of it. It's not a Bluetooth one, so I'm gonna end up upgrading it because I don't like cables, I don't like auxiliary cords and stuff. But it's done. So once I get the radio situation sorted, then I can finally have music again now that this is all taken care of and cleaned up. So came into the next day. Since we're on the topic of stereo stuff, something that I ordered is some new door speakers for the Miata, because the Miata door speakers are pretty trash. Actually, one of them is blown out now. And yeah, it's hard to drive this car with the music on because you can't hear it, and it's kind of disappointing. The Del Sol just needs a new head unit. It just literally died. Trying to get that situated. So yeah, let me grab the speakers that just showed up. So I'll be the first to admit that I don't know a single thing about sound systems, but I just got these on Amazon, just some Boss door speakers. They had pretty good reviews. They had like 4.5, 5-star reviews on there, and they were like 30 bucks. So I figured, what the heck, they can't be any worse than what I got in the car right now. So I'm gonna try and get these wired in really quick. Hopefully it's just plug and play, but I think I've changed out one set of door speakers in my life. So let's look at this really quick. I think it just is held in with a bunch of clips. I don't see any bolts or any screws in here. Oh, no, I found one behind the door handle. Let me get that real quick. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to take the door panel off. I don't know what I'm doing. The speaker covers just pop right off. What do you know? I'd say these are definitely the originals. I mean, yeah. Super crusty. This is like, oh, it's just falling apart as I touch it. So just these 3 screws that hold it in, just stuck on. Okay. Oof, I just punctured it. Okay, we got, what is this? Oh, thank you. I don't care. Cut out template. What is this for? I don't know what this is for. I'm not liking this. I don't want to do wiring. I just want it to be plug and play. Why can't it just be plug and play? Why is it always so difficult? Okay. Well, some bolts. Cha-ching, I guess. I don't understand what the template's for. Well, thankfully, it comes with, looking at it now, I'm gonna just, oh, I just lost that. It comes with the little spade connectors that I need, these little guys. So I just gotta trim back a few inches. I'm assuming that black-red is gonna be power, and I'm assuming black is gonna be ground. I scavenged around and I was able to come up with 4 butt connectors. I'm really bad about these. So I'm gonna just go ahead and wire this in really quick and show you guys when it's done. And we'll see if the audio is any better, any clearer, sounds anything different. Well, there we go. We got some music playing in the Miata. It sounds better than it did before. It's still, I don't know, they don't sound bad at all for like $35 speakers or whatever, but I definitely need either some tweeters or I really need the headrest speakers fixed. But the only issue with that is I plan on putting a bucket seat in there, so I'm not going to replace the speakers in my headrest to just put a bucket seat in there. So I need to figure out some sort of other speaker situation. So if any of you guys have Miatas with speakers that aren't in your seat, that are somewhere around your head, let me know where you put yours. But anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video off here. So if you liked it, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you consider subscribing. Just a reminder, I do have a Del Sol 2-point front brace. I have 2 Del Sol 3-point front braces, and I have this EK Hatch 4-point rear brace, and I have an EK Hatch 2-point front brace for sale right now. So if you guys want to get that, want to help support me, go pick one of those up. Go pick up a sticker. Lonely Cloud stickers available. Still have some Togi and I stickers. Come on, guys, need your help. This is how I'm making my money now. YouTube and this stuff, and YouTube don't pay very much. So anyways guys, do what you love, figure out the rest. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.